morning and welcome back to Cold Waters. I'm David Steele, or Captain Numpty, and here's me boat. Today we are in HMS Valiant S102. Let's take a look at what's going on. This is part of a campaign, a DotMod campaign. So we are tasked with intercepting some SSGNs, and we're running at periscope depth right now. I'm going to pop my sensors up. Let's take a look, see what's actually around us. We intercepted a submerged contact, so...
Con sonar, Master 3 is classified as merchant.
Right, so 2 submerged contacts and 2 surface contacts. The surface contacts are identified as civilians, and the submerged ones... I'm optimistic. Bad boys have been sent
Con
to...
sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Go and hunt down, but that does not...
Sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Yeah, that does not look like those are my bad boys, unfortunately. Let's quickly check out these 2 fishing trawlers. So we have one here and one here. Yep, they're both friendly. Okay, well, it's a little, I would say disconcerting, but maybe it's not disconcerting.
Make depth 700 feet, dive I.
The Victor 3 and an Alpha. Victor 3, well, they actually both represent quite different challenges. The Alpha, because it's faster than my torpedoes. I'm in a Royal Navy submarine, and I have access to the Tigerfish, which is a...
Con sonar, new contact bearing 295, designated Sierra 5.
To be charitable, it's a quiet torpedo with a reasonable sized warhead. But against that, it's slow. And it's slower than the Alpha. Now, the Victor 3, he's a different challenge because I can catch him. Wow, there's 2 Victor 3s. That's not really great.
Con sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
My torpedoes can catch him, but he's got quite good, well, I'll say quite good sensors. He does have good sensors. He's going to be able to detect me. And that, in a nutshell, is where we find ourselves. And I have to say, this particular campaign...
Come left to 278, helm I.
It's not been a disaster for me. But it's been an opportunity to demonstrate seamanship in difficult conditions. I don't know what that says, but it's not a disaster. No, but 3 escort boats in a campaign, that's something else. And none of these are my primary target. So I don't necessarily feel the great urge to go on and engage with these guys, but if I don't engage with them, they're going to engage with somebody else, and so I kind of feel I need to have a go at them, I suppose you might say. Well, Sierra 1, he's operating at nearly 1,000 feet, and he's moving at 500 knots. And so he's got a pretty good chance of being able to detect me. Well, he's getting there. Yeah, he's getting there. Okay, Sierra 2 is the Alpha. He has his tail to me, so he's probably not going to... Yeah, he doesn't hear much. If I were to fire a torpedo, he likely wouldn't hear it right now.
Con, helm, steady course.
But everybody else would. He's only operating at about 250 feet. And Sierra 5, he's at 1,000 foot again, so he's operating deep, 10 knots, and he's a further distance. My crew are becoming pretty experienced. I think it's nice that we're able to pick up the contacts at this distance. 11,000 yards, that's a good distance to get the contacts. But can I do much about it at this point? Because if I fire my Tigerfish, they're probably going to hear them. And not only are they going to hear them, they're going to counterfire. And the 2 Victor 3s have got USET 80s, which are faster than me, can dive deeper than me, and are wire-guided. They're also faster than my Tigerfish.
Dive at 700 feet, dive I.
That means is that they will arrive in my vicinity quicker than my torpedoes will arrive in their vicinity, and what that means is they'll be able to break my wire before I can break theirs. So tactically, I'm in a bad position here. Oh, and let's not forget, there are 3 of them, and there are 1 of me. So I'm not really in a great place to be able to intercept these guys. Now, I'd love to have a go, but I gotta ask myself, do I really want to prove a point by having to go at them? And yet, it wouldn't be a video if I wasn't having to go. So, let's accelerate time. There's a lot of pollen in the air.
Make depth 750 feet, dive I.
Close to where I live, and it's making me a little wheezy.
Con, dive at 750 feet, dive I.
I'm in the Victor. I'm in Sierra 1's baffles, so it's mildly tempting to launch at this guy. But let's see. There's Sierra 5. He will hear me fire. He'll hear the launch, and that's at 10 knots as well. And the Alpha is probably going to hear. So I'm not in a position where I can really fire right now.
Come right
So,
359, helm I.
I'm gonna head north. Oh no, this is interesting. So I'm in the baffles of 2. The Alpha, -9. So add 20 to -9 and I get 11. He's probably gonna hear, but he's got set 65s and they can't dive as deep as me. So I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, what's the worst that happens, right? Well, we know what the worst that happens is. I lose a wire, they all detect me, and they fire upon me.
Shoot 2-1. Aye,
But
sir.
we'll give it a go because, yeah, I'm gonna turn
Helm
around.
left 2,
I'm just gonna
1,
fire
6, helm I.
second one because I'd love to be able to get 2 off here. It was a bit dangerous to fire at an angle, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
There we go. Alright, let's get my depth down. And I think we're going to get my speed up to 10 knots. I'm probably going to lose I want to get my speed... No. Yeah, I really need to be able to turn the corner to be heading south. So, I'll bump my speed up to 10 knots, and then we'll actually just go ahead and head south. And I'm still in the Victor 3's baffles, in both of their baffles. Baffles is that small cone behind them, and it's pretty narrow if they've got a towed array, where they're not able to hear you.
Con sonar lost contact. Master, bore. Last bearing, 06. Come left 2, 180.
Okay.
Helm I.
I'm turning south because I really want to be away from these torpedoes when they get detected.
Passing 900 feet.
And they will. They will get detected before they're at an engagement range. I'm going to send these a little further north, and there is because when they get detected, the Alpha will think that I'm further north than... No. Yes, they'll...
Con, helm, steady course.
He will reasonably assume that my location is further north than what I really am, and of course I'm going to feed into that by heading south. I don't want to lose the wire.
1,000 feet.
But if I get below 1312 foot, that's his torpedo's engagement range. And what that means is, theoretically, his torpedoes will dive down to meet me and blow up. Now, I do say theoretically because I don't really want to try that any more than I absolutely have to. So far, so good. I mean, it's one of those...
1,100 feet.
It's one of those things where it's still the first few seconds of this engagement. I'm going to chance accelerating time. There we go.
Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,300
So that's
feet.
me at the below 1,300 foot point. I'm going to drop back to 5 knots. Like so.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
Okay, so,
Passing 1,500 feet.
and we'll actually stop my descent at that point.
Con sonar.
Okay.
Launch transient from
So the Sierra 1 has recognized the threat, and that's a pretty decent distance from the target. That's a long distance away. I'm gonna... He's gonna outrun my torpedo, I think.
Come right to 200. Helm I.
I'm gonna notch his torpedo. What we mean by notching, we're gonna run perpendicular.
Make turns for 10. 0 knots. Maneuvering eye.
And for what it's worth, I'm actually going to make torpedo 1 live. It's going to run at a higher speed to just check his depth. Yeah, he's accelerating.
Con, helm, steady course.
I'm at the right depth to engage. Let's just make my torpedo a little deeper. There we go. But my torpedo can only catch him really slowly. And notching means we're going to run perpendicular to his torpedo course. So we're going to be as far away as we possibly can by the time that torpedo gets within sensor, or where he thinks I am. So the hope here, and it really is a hope, but the hope here is that I'll be able to avoid his use at 80s. I'm running at 10 knots because that's the fastest speed I can run and keep the wire on these Tigerfish. Let's see, is his torpedoes, well, they'll be 750 foot. Let's check that. Yeah, they are. Alright, so I'm going to get my depth down a little bit more. Even though those torpedoes can likely engage me at 1968 or 1969 foot, it will increase the distance between them and me, and the more water you've got between us, the more that their
1,600 feet.
sensor head is a little degraded, and the long and short are, I'm further away, there's less chance of it detecting me. Okay, well, really right now, I'm just going to let things pan out. I'm going to continue Torpedo 4's navigation mode, so let's accelerate this time.
1,700 feet. Passing.
Don't go too deep,
1,800
David.
feet. Passing 1,900 feet.
Okay. So I'm slightly below test depth, but this machine has been about 2,500 foot, so I'm okay there. And the Alpha has detected the torpedo now. He was about the same distance, but it wasn't on in his baffle, so the Alpha is now running for it. I'm not going to catch the Alpha.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 5, bearing 302.
He's already at 34 knots. I've only got 11 minutes left on torpedo 1. Let's accelerate that time again. It's the Alpha 39 at 40 knots. 41. Okay. So, and the other Victor 3 has decided that he has somewhere else to go as well. So, I've scared them off, but I'm not able to engage. It was too low. With the Mark 48, there was a chance I could have engaged. And it's possible Sierra 1 will turn and I can get my Tigerfish that little bit closer. But I'm 6 minutes left on the fuel now. Bottom left. Okay, there goes his turn. I'm going to maneuver this Tigerfish. And we're going to run west. See if we can close that distance.
Sierra 5 is cavitating.
5 minutes. Tigerfish, rate endurance. Let's turn again. See, it's possible I'm actually going to be able to engage this guy. 3 minutes. Okay. Turn towards and that's it. Right, now let's move it here. This is looking like I might be able to engage. You know, if the torpedo would actually pick up. There we go.
Weapon acquired.
Alright, so torpedo's picked him up. I'm going to ride shotgun the torpedo.
Noisemaker bearing 297.
There he is. Now I reckon I can get this guy. With a little bit of manual steering. Let's go ahead and turn the corner and just dive down. So I'm using the num keypad for this. I'm going to try and shorten the circle, just cut the circle. 2 minutes 30 seconds. So the bottom left computer screen shows that time. 2 minutes 24.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing.
There's another noisemaker,
298.
and he's reducing his depth, but
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
I'm cutting the circle, see? So there's a chance we're going to engage him here. And by engage, I mean we're going to reach him. That would be very nice. Okay, I'll switch to that view there. Now, I reckon I've got him. Push the nose down a little bit on the torpedo.
Con sonar,
Kaboom!
lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 299. Contact breaking up.
We got one. You know. Okay, so Sierra 5's decided, oh gosh, what was that? and he's turning
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5. Last bearing 313. Contact faded.
He's probably slowed down. Of the two, the Alpha is the easier to detect but the harder to engage because he'll flee and I can't catch him. The Victor 3...
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Gee, I don't want to run ultra quiet. The Victor 3,
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 289. Contact faded.
as we've seen,
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 5. Bearing 314.
he can be caught. Now, he's just fired upon me. That was a very sneaky move there. He's fired upon the location of Torpedo 4, but he might have detected me. No, I don't think he has. He doesn't know I'm the other side.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
It's an optimistic shot at 20,000 yards away, give or take, but yeah, there's a chance that his torpedo is going to reach me, so I need to really...
Come right to 224. Helm I.
I don't want to be this side, like if this was a clock face. On the opposite side of where he is. So, I'm going to have to put this torpedo into attack mode. So, there we go. It's got a long distance to go, and it's only got 9 minutes worth of fuel, because now it's in attack mode. I will accelerate this, actually, and say fuel.
Con, helm, steady course.
It's charge on a Tigerfish. They're an electric torpedo. 7.5 minutes. Oh, yeah, I got to run up to speed.
Make turns for 10 knots.
He says going to 10 knots. I think I'm going to be okay because there's still some distance.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 4. Last bearing 071. Contact is in the baffles.
There's still some distance between myself and these torpedoes, but I'm under no illusion. I may have to reel in the towed array and crank it up to flank. Yeah, let's do this view. Yeah, I am. Okay, let's reel in the towed array. Run up to 20 knots.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering up.
I'm going to lose the wire on the torpedo. I'm okay with that.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
I lost the wire. Okay. We'll reel in the...
Making turns for...
Reel in the towed array.
0 knots.
The game will let me go to flank right now and not damage the towed array, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to reel it in. And we'll run to flank.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Okay, almost. Right. That's the towed array pulled in. So let's run to flank speed.
Turns for 28 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Okay. Hopefully I've done enough to avoid that torpedo. I don't know it's got the legs to reach me. And I'm making a ton of noise right now. And I can disengage. See, with DotMod, we look at the bottom left. Next to the decoy number, which is 60, and yes, I've decided I needed lots of decoys in this campaign, as opposed to 20. With a little green dot next to the active sonar. That means I can disengage. I don't think I'm going to catch these guys. Although, I mean, I'm saying that. Yeah, he's actually he's turned away. He probably recognized that I took evasive action, and my Tigerfish is not going to be able to detect him. I'm using Mod 1 Tigerfish. This is set in 1984, and their sensor range is just under 1,000 yards, of which he has covered more than that.
Maneuvering, making turns for 28 knots.
So, I could legitimately disengage. But the fact that he's turning back towards me makes me think he might be coming around for another pass. And if that's... yeah, he's slowing down now, and if that's the case, boy, have I got a surprise for you. I really don't, but, well, we'll see what happens. He's probably going to fire again. And I'm only 8,000 yards from this approaching torpedo. I got a bad feeling about this. Let's, accelerate time.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5. Last bearing 330. Contact faded.
I may have wished I'd disengaged now. Because, okay. There we go. So we lost, the torpedo lost.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Lost, our fuel. Okay. He likely is turning towards me, but I don't really fancy my chances against him. He's aware of me now. He's lost his buddy. He's going to be upset. He's probably going to be quite trigger happy with more torpedoes. Against that, we're British, don't you know? And I'd love to have a crack at him. So I think what I'll do,
Make depth 750 feet, dive by.
as well as bring my depth to 750 feet,
Con sonar regain.
we'll deploy my towed area. We'll just see if we can detect him. I'll accelerate time just a little bit. Let's see if we can redetect him. Because, I mean, we might be able to. Okay. We haven't yet. That's a little disappointing. I was hoping we would be able to pick him up. Well, okay. I think what I'll do, I'm going to call it at this point. 2 torpedoes, 1 victory. We evaded his 2. I'm happy with that. If every engagement went this well, we wouldn't win the war, but at least we'd come back for another little bash. So, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope you got something from it. And yeah, if you have, you know what to do. Leave a comment. If you thought it was terrible, you also know what to do. And hopefully, I'll see you the next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Goodbye.